Ever since I can remember, I've always been very sensitive. I don't recall a day of my life that I didn't have anxiety. And I have this hair trigger startle response that I still have today as an adult. Sometimes worse, sometimes better. I've had years of talk therapy to work through childhood trauma, and I know that that has helped me cognitively understand what's going on. But even after learning how to reframe my thoughts and all the things that I learned in therapy, there was still something missing. I took up yoga and meditation, loved it so much and found so much support there that I decided to get certified to teach, and was doing that even while I was a full-time guidance counselor at a high school. Then about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, I got a case of shingles, which is like an attack on your nervous system. So it was just me and my body laying in my bed, unable to do anything else during those days when I had shingles. And I realized how estranged I was from my body. It's like my body said, this is a wake-up call for you. I've been trying to get your attention. Something needs to change. So I decided to listen to my body, and I took early retirement from my career in education, decided to start my own business, thinking it would give me more time to learn about this nervous system work. And it did. I took the 21-day nervous system tune-up course, and then I took SmartBody SmartMind in the spring of 2022. I've learned so much through SmartBody SmartMind. I've learned that the body's messages sometimes can be very subtle, and that I was so estranged from my body that I wasn't hearing the subtle messages. And I also I realized that I didn't know the language of my body. I know the language of my head. I'm a, in the head kind of person. I know that language, but I didn't know the language of my body. And I also didn't realize that my body was asking to be part of the conversation of how can I be well? And that was fascinating to me as well. And so through SmartBody SmartMind, I've started to be able to listen to my body's messages and maybe even befriend my body a little bit. I've also been able to let go of some long-held shame about my anxiety and my sensory sensitivities developed, probably from stored survival stress for so long. And I've also learned to be less reactive in my relationships without having all that shame. I'm finding my relationships to be a little bit smoother more recently. And then I've also learned that I can settle my nervous system when I want. An example, I was in a canoe and something really startled me, and I was able to orient in a canoe, even though the water was moving and that kind of thing. And that was fascinating to me. So I'm finding that I'm still a little bit resistant to things, and I know when something new that's been buried comes up again, I'm going to have to work through it. But now I have some tools and a community to do that with. I was concerned about leaving my career to start my own business and then investing in this so soon into that process. But it was absolutely worth it. And the online format works for my temperament. It works for my learning style. I can pace things the way I want. But then the live calls were just that chance to be with other people who were doing the same work and feel like you were part of a community. Even though I wasn't very active, I was always there. And that was the way that worked best for me. It takes courage to do this nervous system work. It doesn't mean there's not going to be some fear attached to it. It takes the courage, but I encourage you to do it. Start small, but start. And SmartBody SmartMind is a great place to start.